Thank you for joining us. Our program today focuses on the Fischler School of Education Distance Education Museum. Dr. Abraham Fischler, President Emeritus of NSU, Nova Southeastern University, is a featured speaker. The ribbon cutting and speeches follows these messages.
Students, alumni, faculty, staff, and our guests, welcome. We are delighted to have you here to participate and share the dedication of the Fischler School of Education Distant Museum and Cafe. Thank you for coming. That many of you travel long distances serve to remind us of all just how important our work is. The Abraham School of Education Museum will recognize innovative and leadership in distant education by FSC students, alumni, and staff. Our task is to make it possible. Before we get started with today's event, I want to take the time to recognize FSC organizations, executive board members for their hard work and dedications to make this event possible. Fischler's Graduate Student Government Association, please stand. Thank you. The Kappa Delta Pi International Education Honor Society. The Phi Gamma Sigma International Professional Society. Thank you guys for all your hard work and dedication to make this event possible. I will now invite NOVA, KDP, and SGA President to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you for attending the Fischler School of Education Distance Education Museum and Cafe dedication. The Fischler School of Education Student Government Association has been working on this legacy project for quite some time. The museum pays special tribute to Dr. Abraham S. Fischler by recognizing his innovations and displaying an extensive collection of memorabilia in an interactive online and on-site experience. In addition, the museum showcases awards from leading global educational institutions and highlights the school's achievements, as well as faculty, students, and alumni of the Fischler School of Education. We intend to have the Distance Education Museum content be put on a tab in the FSC Shark Sources webpage. The memorabilia will facilitate sharing virtual content that's linked to descriptions, significance, recipients' names, photos, and videos. We have also created a place where people or organizations may donate monies to support the Distance Education Museum, so it may continue to grow and leave a legacy for our school. I will now pass the microphone over to the Interim Dean and Associate Provost at the Abraham S. Fischler School of Education, Dr. Ronald Chennai, to talk about the accomplishments of FSC students, alumni, faculty.
Well, the first thing I need to, thank you all for being here. I'm supposed to talk for 3 or 4 minutes, which is very difficult for me to do, but I will do my best to do that. Before I talk about the accomplishments of the school, I want to talk a little bit about, our school is named after Dr. Fischler. And, you know, whenever you go out to museums and you go out and look at displays, which I hope you will do many times, or visiting it online and that, is that, you know, it's one thing to talk about vision, it's another thing to talk about what it takes to accomplish that vision. Everyone can have great ideas, or I used to say ideas. Everyone can have great ideas, but it's not easy having a vision, and it's not easy staying committed to a vision, and it's not easy to make sure that a vision becomes reality. Normally I like to tell my favorite Abe stories here, but I'll tell you one. Is that, as you know, the university started out very differently than what we see today, much different. The emphasis was reminiscent of the Kennedy administration, the idea that we were going to the moon, that was about technology, and it was about all those sorts of things, and it was reflected with technology being the original name of the university. By the time the university came into place, it was now President Johnson. Not Andrew Johnson, but Lyndon Johnson. Abe is not that old. And so when President Lyndon Johnson came in, it was about the Great Society and the values in terms of what we needed to do to revitalize our communities, to address civil rights, to address access and opportunity. And that was, I guess, that was the first battle. That was really the first battle at this university, that there were a group of faculty and a group of folks here who felt that we were going to go in a particular direction. Even though the university was not doing very well, they were going to stick to that. And when Abe was brought in with an international experience, and the idea is that we needed to build a university that reflected opportunity. You know the values. The values just were not created recently. Those are values that we have here that reflect the legacy, reflect the vision that Dr. Fischler started when he came here all those years ago. And so the job that I have as an interim dean and as an associate provost is to make sure that we live up to those values. And I hope that you can see that in what the work that our students do and the work that our faculty do. See, now I'm really making the transition to what I'm supposed to be talking about. So the idea of what our students do, and it's about leadership. You can have vision, but if you don't have leadership, you won't accomplish anything. And when you look at the graduates of the Fischler School, soon to be Fischler College of Education, you can see this. I don't know, I guess we need to do the benchmarking, but I don't think there's another university, another school of education in the United States that has as many sitting university and college presidents as the Fischler School does. So if we have 30+ presidents, and then how many faculty do they work with? How many students do they work with? How many graduates do they have? That's based upon the legacy of this school and this man. The same thing is true in terms of the number of superintendents, as well as the leaders in every school that are principals and teachers in that sense of leadership. Every student, every graduate that we talk to, asking them about their experience at the Fischler School at Nova Southeastern University, they always say the same thing. Now, it's not rehearsed, but it just shows about the consistency of vision. The first thing they say is, if it wasn't for the ability to come to school and still stay with my family, to still stay where I work, I would not be where I was today, where I am today. Everyone says that. Everyone says that. The other thing so it's always about opportunity and accessibility. I could show you nice statistics that as long as they've kept statistics in the United States in terms of schools of education who graduate African Americans for doctorates, we have been #1 as long as they've had that statistic. Okay? Because we go to where the students are and we go to where the communities are. The other thing that all our graduates will say is, the other thing besides the faculty, yes, every marketing study we ever do, the students talk about the faculty. And without the faculty, we wouldn't have the programs that we have. The leadership that in terms of our faculty show in leadership, as well as the use of technology and access, is remarkable. If you have a chance, come up to the 5th floor and see our trophy case up there in terms of what the faculty have produced. But the other thing that our graduates will tell you and what our students will tell you, it's not just the legacy, it's not just the vision, and it's not just the faculty. It's the opportunity to work with other emerging leaders across the United States and across the world. In July, we have our summer conference. This year it will be here in Fort Lauderdale. You get a chance to really see the future of education, come to the convention center this summer and you will see it. You will see it from Colombia. You will see it from the Dominican Republic. You'll see it from Mexico. You may even see it from Davie, Florida, right? You will see the future of education. But you know, the funny thing is the future of education doesn't look a lot different than the vision that Abe set forth all those years ago. So when you go and look at the display and take a look at that, it's like being on Doctor Who. You're going to be time traveling to the past, but you're all going to be time traveling to the future. So even though it doesn't look like a TARDIS, it really is a TARDIS up there in the front. So that's my 3 minutes, right? Am I done? Okay, good. Thank you. Now I have the most important part of my job is to introduce the next speaker. And Mrs. Jackie Travisano. And so she has as many titles as I do. She is the Executive Vice President and the Chief Operating Officer of Nova Southeastern University. And she's a mom and she's a friend, but she's also a doctoral student with the Fischler School. Jackie?